Hi, welcome to the Native Wildman channel. Your host Sean Catfish Wilson speaking. And today is Humpday EDC. And I'm going to go over something that I normally don't carry. I'm trying to get used to it. It was a gift from a friend, a YouTube friend. And here we go. It's a Cold Steel bird and game knife. Took this out with me fishing, filleted a fish with it. Works really good for filleting fish, sharp. I did some cutting through some wood, like a little bit of hedge and stuff. Get good grips. It seems to be pretty sharp for a factory edge. It's real sharp, and I've used it a few times. And I did, as you can see, and this is who the gift is from, Grumpy Grunt. So if you can, please check out his channel. It's awesome. As you see, I made it a neck knife, so I'm not exactly used to wearing neck knives. So it wasn't the most comfortable with it swinging around everywhere. But I did end up putting it in my shirt for a little bit. Still different wearing a neck knife. Very different. But as far as performance-wise, it's a good performing little knife. Not sure what the steel is. I'll probably have to look up online. But I know it's one of their lesser expensive knives, so it doesn't probably have like the best, highest quality steel in the world. But, you know, Cold Steel, even if they're cheaper steels, they seem to put out a really good product. And I do like little fixed blades. Main reason is because it's less intimidating when I carry around a fixed blade for it to be a smaller one than like a big one, like a Cold Steel Leatherneck SF, or this fella here, my SE6. The one thing, SE is a USA name, USA made knife, unlimited warranty, full lifetime unlimited warranty. So if I want it, I can just Hulk smash this into a rock and they'll replace it. Obviously I'm not going to, because that's. Do I use my knives for hard use, even a pocket knife? Yes. But am I going to intentionally do something to a knife to know that I can break it? No, I'm not. Like if I need a pry bar, then if a knife was the only thing I had, then maybe. But I would try and find something else instead of a knife. Or maybe a cheap knife that I really don't give a hoot about. So, and back to this one. Has some jimping here. I don't know how they attach the handle, but it's interesting. Don't know how that's going to hold up over time, but I do know Cold Steel does a pretty good product. So, and everything that I've had that's been Cold Steel's held up pretty good. I mean, you've seen what I did to that knife there. And that wasn't the first time that I used it for batoning on that video that I used it for batoning. So, and this knife is, I want to say I bought it back in 2003, 2004, somewhere around in there. So, it's a pretty old knife. Yeah, I'm really impressed with the way this cuts and the way it goes through a fish. You can go right up against the rib bones. Get that fillet off of the fish pretty clean. I would say that it doesn't work for like skinning the fish, like when you flip it over and you skin it that way. It's not long enough, but also the surface I did it on was some cottonwood bark that I found in the woods that wasn't covered in sand because I wanted something to set the fish on to clean it that wasn't covered in as much sand, so I didn't have so much sand in my fish when I ate it this out camping. So that's probably the reason why I couldn't fillet the skin off. Honestly, the knife's sharp enough. But on the other note, I found out that out camping, wrapping it in tinfoil, it's better to leave the skin on. That way, because if not, you'll get your fish and it'll burn to the tinfoil if you cook it too long like I did. But if you leave the skin on, then it won't. And it'll come out nice and juicy and really good. Even if it is overcooked and mushy, it's still pretty good. And if you're looking for a good knife, I would definitely suggest picking one of these up. From what I've used it so far, I've been pretty impressed with it. And I would like to, of course, on my EDC, Humpday EDCs, I like to go over my shout-out board. Gonzo Reviews. And these are all awesome people. So please go check their channels out. Give them a like on the video, comment on one of their videos if you will, please. Big Tiny Outdoors, Grumpy Grunt. Give everybody that watches this, please give Grumpy Grunt a big thank you for his gift. He sent it to me a while ago, and I know I've made a video on it before. But give him a big thank you, please. Matisfaction, Smoky Mountain Knife Works, Chillin' Indiana Carl, Sunfish King, Danny Day's Homestead, My Bad Adventures, Yonin's Edge, Sunfish King again, Off the Hook Outdoors, ODC for EDC, Jailbait and Tackle, Big Red EDC, Catching Them Fish Outdoors, Gal Southern Living, that'd be me, Rocco from the Laugh Channel, and HogDeer79. If you all could please give his family a prayer. They just lost a loved one recently, so please pray for HogDeer's family. And that's it. Peace and long life, my friends.